Hey guys, CornsyrupMinecraft here, and today we'll be looking at a basic tutorial for the Voltz Technic pack, or Voltz pack in the Technic launcher. And so we're taking a look at the first mod in the Voltz pack, which is Basic Components. And Basic Components is pretty much basically how everything is like connected together. It offers some basic world gen and a power source which is later expanded on by other mods in this pack, but it's just kind of the basic thing that puts everything together. Okay, so we'll just get started here. And so there is two ores that are world genned. There'll be copper and tin, as I so nicely labeled with my shines, and several ingots actually. There's the copper ingot, of course, from smelting copper, and then the tin ingot from smelting tin, and then the bronze and steel ingots, which are actually made up of compounds, which we'll get into over here in our big long item wall. Alright, so we'll just move on to that next. We'll actually go into the compounds just because we're talking about that now. So you take two copper, and one tin, and you get this bronze dust, and then you could just smelt that and turn it into bronze ingot. Similar with steel, you could just put coal around iron, which makes perfect sense for steel, and you get steel dust. But one of the most basic things that this mod has to offer is the copper wire. You just take some leather and some copper in the middle, and you actually get this wire, which is kind of confusing, but if I get some, it's called Insulated Wire. And I'll show you how that looks, and then I'll show you how to create this from it, which is kind of an odd recipe, but yeah. See how this kind of looks? It's got the squares on it and stuff. Well, if we just put this in a crafting table, you can get the copper wire, which is no different. It just looks like a solid black block, and it just has a different texture, which is kind of confusing. But anyway, you get 6 of these for each of this recipe. Alright, moving on. You got the wrench, which is your basic tool for picking up items, rotating items. And yeah, that pretty much sums it up. It's used for, I think, everything in this mod pack, because they all work around this universal electricity, or not universal, yeah. It used to be called universal electricity, now it's called basic components, which is fun, yay. But it is fairly expensive. It requires 3 steel and a diamond. Anyway, moving on. These are plates. This one particular recipe is a steel plate, but they can be made with the copper, tin, bronze, and steel. And you just take 4 and you get 1 steel plate or copper plate or tin plate or anything like that. And then next is the battery, which is another basic component on crafting stuff, but it can also be used to hold a charge, so it's portable energy storage, which is pretty much what you'd expect a battery to do, but you just take some I think that's tin? Yeah, it looks like tin. Redstone and some coal, and you get yourself 1 battery. Uncharged, of course. And then this is the basic circuit. Now, this is going to be used in a lot of stuff. It's a basic crafting recipe. You just need your 4 wires and redstone, and then a bronze or steel plate in the middle, and you get yourself a basic circuit. Alright, next is the motor, which you just need 4 steel around a piece of iron. Keep in mind that it is iron. And you just need some copper wire in the corner, and you get yourself a motor. Another just component, you can't place it in the world. Just a crafting component. And then next we're on to the other circuits. There are 3 tiers of circuit: the basic, advanced, and elite. This is the advanced circuit with some redstone and a diamond and 2 basic circuits. So getting fairly expensive here. And next we're moving on to the elite circuit, which is even more expensive and kind of, I guess it would be rare to get to because of the lapis lazuli block, and that's fairly rare in the world. And so you just need 6 gold, 2 advanced circuits, and 1 block of lapis lazuli, and you get yourself an elite circuit. And keep in mind, all these components are going to be used in the other mods for Voltz Technic Pack. As I said, this mod combined, it's kind of like a connector between all the other mods. It just kind of keeps them working in like one simple way. Alright. And so next we have oil, which is kind of surprising, that you just put coal in water and get oil, but I mean, whatever they want to do kind of makes it easier to get oil. You do waste up water though, which is a very valuable resource. So I mean, it's kind of a risky recipe right there. Anyway, oil is also used to make rockets or missiles. So keep that in mind whenever you're making those, which I'll get into in a upcoming tutorial on the ICBM mod, which is the rocket mod, or the explosive mod. Alright, so now we have this coal generator, which is your basic power source, or energy conducting source. Put coal in it, makes power, it's easy enough. Alright, so you take 2 steel plates, copper wire, a motor, 2 furnaces, and some bronze on the bottom, and you get yourself a coal generator. Alright, so next is the battery box, which is your basic energy storage. You just need 4 batteries, some copper wire, and 2 steel plates at the top and bottom. Alright, so that's going to be fairly useful in storing energy for a number of things coming up. And keep in mind, there will be other ways of making energy in other mods, specifically the atomic science mod. So stay tuned in one of my upcoming videos for that, and how you can use the atomic science mod, which uses like nuclear fission and stuff like that, which is pretty cool, but fairly advanced also. Alright, so next is the electric furnace, which is, I mean, it's just kind of basic furnace, which is kind of, in my opinion, kind of counterproductive, because if you're using coal to make the power, and then you're using the power to smelt stuff in a furnace, I don't know if it's faster or anything, but I'm sure it is, or maybe it's more efficient, or I don't know. But anyway, use your 7 steel, run a motor, and a basic circuit at the bottom. You may also notice that we have not used the elite or advanced circuits in any of these recipes. They will be used in upcoming recipes for different mods. That is why I'm doing this mod showcase first. Just plain and simple. Alright? And another thing, guys, if you guys like this version of explaining how things are crafted with the item holder display things, I'm gonna do those too, it's okay. Then just tell me in the comments or leave a like. If you have another way that you want me to do stuff and it's popular enough, then I will try to adjust to that. But anyway, moving on to the last part of this video. It's a fairly short video because this is a fairly basic mod. This is the basic power generation. As I told you before, just some coal, and you'll see in here this generation screen, which should be generating. It's kind of weird. Come on. I think it needs to heat up first, but even so, I think it should say that it's heating up. That is interesting. I know they don't need a redstone signal, but let's try giving him one anyway. Yeah, that is definitely odd. That may be a bug, because I have used this mod before, just in recreational purposes, and it generated perfectly fine. I don't know what its deal is about that, but if you know, just leave it in the comments, but I'll just explain the basics of how this stuff works. Alright, so you can see on the back here there's a little slot. You just need to pump power out of that and into the battery box. And another thing, also these things are easy to break. You might have to pump it into the red side, but let's just check that. There we go. Sorry guys, my fault. These things are very, you have to orient them the correct way. You see I had to stand over here to get this red side facing. The red side is going to be always the input side, and then the other side is the output side. Alright, you can see this thing here filled with power after this thing is starting to generate watts, okay? And you don't need this redstone sword here. Yeah. So, and then we could just stick whatever in there. I don't think stone actually. Yeah, we might. We have railcraft, right? No? Never mind. Wood. Anyway, yeah, and then you'd see this will start working. Though again, I feel it's kind of counterproductive if you're using coal to make the energy and then putting it into a furnace. But as I said, there will be other versions of power generation and stuff like that in upcoming mods in this pack, so be prepared for that. Alright guys, so if you guys like this tutorial or if you want more, just leave a like or leave a comment. It's been CornsyrupMinecraft. Have a good day everyone.